Hey guys, well guys, I'm back on a pair of these Gt40 P heads, and it's stuff I've showed you guys before, but I'm going to try to go into a little bit more detail about a couple things. And the main thing is the most kind of talked about on a P head is how big the boss is right here. And I hate that, guys. This is what I actually despise about the P heads. So you can see how they are. Put a little light there if I can. You can see how they are from the factory stock, how they stick up. And I pointed it out before, but how much is pinched off by the boss in the seat where the valve has barely any room to get by. I mean, it is machined for, if you put bigger valves in, then you'd have probably no choice to cut this back anyway, depending on what valve you went with, how big you're trying to go. And really it doesn't pay off when unless you're getting into heavy stuff like I do. Your best bet not to really try to go too big in these heads. I go big because I do all the short turns and all that stuff my way. But for an average guy just trying to do a pair of these heads, that's what this segment's about, fellas. I get kind of caught up in the extreme side of stuff, and I'm kind of leaving the guys behind that I originally started this channel for. So anyway, there's that. And there's what we're doing. I'm tapering it back and rounding it back, and I'm making a path along here between the two valves so the air can get by there. And it's not just the air getting by, fellas. It's all this is all detonation problems, all of it. Anywhere there's a jagged edge, you guys know, you've heard me talk about that before. I'm trying to get this all on here best I can, guys, because what I'm using to try to film this for you, it's not pretty. I have my phone taped to a microphone stand, guys, so better days are coming, I hope, as far as making these videos, guys. Hang on, I'm putting this head out of the way down here, and I'm going to try to do something very dangerous here. I'm going to try to hold this between my legs and show you guys what I'm talking about as far as what I'm using here. I'm using this cutter, and all I'm doing, guys, is going right here with the pointer. What I do, I start in here and just work my way forward just with the point. And you don't put a lot of pressure, you just kind of just let it. And you'll notice I don't have these taped off, guys, only because I've done this a lot of times. But for the average guy who's never done this, don't even try it. Because even me, if I nick these seats, I already have it in my mind I'm going to be doing different things, just putting bigger valves in or something like that. So when I do this kind of stuff, it's not that I'm taking a chance, really. It's that I already know if I nick the seat, my plan is already to put bigger valves in and stuff. But the only problem with that is, fellas, is if you think you're going to do that and then you don't do it, then that's the problem. But that's just one of them deals where you have to try to weigh your options out with stuff, guys. And always make sure when you make a plan that you can stick to that plan. So here we go, guys. I'm just going to try to show you this real quick. The main thing I do is round the boss in. What you want to do, guys, if you do use a pointed carbide like this, you can use the pointer to actually hold against the edge right here to help guide it. I'm going after first, guys. It's high, very high up here. And you don't want to stay in one spot too long, because if you stay down here trying to mill this back, you will cut down into the seat. It's very touchy here, so you don't want to just keep right here and thinking you're doing something, because what will happen, you'll wind up going down in the seat. I actually have a mark. I guess you guys can tell that. But it's very, very edgy when you do this, fellas. And then when you get over on this side, all I do is clean this up a little bit here. And on the exhaust side of the combustion chamber, guys, you really don't have to clean this up too much, because that's, in a way, it would make it flow a little bit better back here if you clean all this up. And I know it sounds a little bit weird, but you kind of want to leave this a little bit where it doesn't flow better in the back, because that's going to take away from the front where you want the air to come out. And that just lets the air escape more back here. I know it sounds a little funny saying it that way, but it's just how it is. If you make it breathe better back here, it actually loses flow. So that's one of them deals. How much? I don't know. I don't know what the numbers would be, but I do very little back here. I just give it the where it can be restricted as far as getting around the boss. And then I do taper the machine edge in here about halfway. Hold on, guys. About halfway. Right about here. Because it's the same deal here. You start going around this way, and if you free this area here up, it's the same deal. For some reason, it loses flow. That's not coming from me. That's coming from a guy smarter than me. I didn't learn this on my own when it came to these areas right here. That came from somebody that's been around and done this for years. So that's the only reason I'm passing this knowledge on, because I wouldn't know what it really lost, because I've never tested it. I'm just going by words of wisdom that I've learned from somebody that's highly respected. So I'll leave it at that, guys. But anyway, right here, machining edge. This is my idea as far as the machining edge goes. That's about it, guys. I mean, you don't have to be crazy. You're just freeing up them areas. But, I mean, it don't look real pretty on camera, but like I said, it's a lot better. You can see the path where the valve goes right along. I'll show you the stock casting. There's a stock casting. I did cut the boss back on that one, but I didn't go too crazy yet with machining edge right there. I did touch it. Excuse me, fellas. But I'll show you this one over here. Sorry guys. That was more done. So that gives you an idea of what you wind up with. On the extreme side, I cut them back more than that, but these heads don't have to call for all that. They're just a nice cleanup for the street, so that's good enough. Any improvement you make on these heads is going to help, so it don't have to be anything crazy. It can just be where you know you're doing something to make it better, then you're never going to hurt it. If you get too carried away and try to do things that we think work, then that's when you wind up in the trouble. And it looks scary here, guys, but it's not. The seat's right there. It's just the light. I just noticed on camera is making it look like I cut the seat down, and I didn't. Seat's down here. Looks like that though, don't it, guys? I was just looking through the viewfinder here, but you can see the seat's there, guys. You cut the seat right out of that thing. That's what it looked like. Alright guys, I'm going to let you go before I cough my head off here. You don't need to hear me gagging. I just wanted to run this by you, and once again I'll show you the more finished, how the rest of them will be. And even this one's still going back over it, and I have to do some final touch-up on it. But the combustion chamber is usually the only thing that I'll do that you'll see shine, fellas. Even the exhaust now, I don't get real carried away as far as making a real smooth texture and stuff. Sometimes I'll intentionally leave it a little bit rough in certain spots, to be honest with you. I'll explain more on that later, why I do that in certain areas, but I don't want to get on that segment right now. But anyway, guys, have a good night. And thanks for checking me out again. Take care.